As we celebrate Maryland's rich agricultural history, you can't help but imagine what its future holds. And for many farms, that bright promise begins at a young age when 4-H competitions give kids the tools they need to grow. When many folks think of a county fair, they imagine fun rides, fried food, and of course, cute animals. But for Bella, Charlotte, and Mabel Smithson of Pondview Farm, it's a time to shine.
It'd be cool to see who wins.
The Smithson sisters are members of the largest youth development program in the nation, 4-H. The name is a nod to their values: head, heart, hands, and health. Each year at county and state fairs across America, over 6 million kids ages 5 to 18 gather to compete and share their hard work.
I like 4-H because like what you learn from it.
I found that people who own animals and do 4-H learn responsibility so much quicker. They learn how to do stuff and they learn so much for the future.
Today, a small portion of Maryland's 69,000 4-H kids are at the Harford County Farm Fair to showcase a year's worth of learning and discovery. For the Smithson sisters, along with parents Jackie and Shane, they're bringing a lot to the fair.
This year at the fair, I think we're going to take 16 farm animals to the fair, plus other indoor projects and photography and cakes and so forth.
They're hoping to see their months of hard work pay off, especially in the show ring.
The old saying in 4-H is you don't win the show the day of, it's all the months beforehand that win the show.
The girls are showing cattle in 2 classes: showmanship.
Give yourself room.
And market. Market competition is all about the animal.
The judges are normally looking for a heavy-boned animal, big-bodied, long, lots of hair.
Lots of seriously groomed hair.
So all the little details, again, is just making you stand out, you know.
Before any animal steps into the ring, they've been washed, blow-dried, roto-brushed, combed, and trimmed.
So everything we do is preparing that animal for the judge to make that judge notice that animal and say, I like that one. It has good hair, it looks amazing, I love it.
Charlotte, you're gonna be next.
For showmanship, the girls take that same coiffed cow back into the show ring. But this time, the judge is gauging the exhibitor's training, appearance, and behavior.
They want you to be looking at the judge, getting them in the perfect position that the judge wants you, and the best showman that does that feature wins.
That's a lot of pressure. Luckily, Charlotte has a trick that helps her relax before entering the ring.
I start singing a song in my head before I walk into the show ring.
When I'm in the ring, there's like just so many things that you have to make sure that you're doing. You're always trying to be able to look at the judge and he'll tell you what to do, what you need to do.
When you're walking, you want to keep their head up, try to make them look the best presented as possible. You want to walk with good posture, so you want to keep your show stick up. When I set her up, her front feet are going to be centered and her back foot like that.
As if that wasn't enough, they know they've got 2 judges watching them, the ring judge and Dad.
Oh, stop.
When the judge isn't looking at me, I look out for my dad to see if he's making like little hand signals. Push her loin down or walk forward.
Pull up, guys. It's a team effort.
I think it's instinct to be like, oh, get that foot forward and Look at the judge.
Sometimes, if it's an animal that we've had that we've, put your whole life, soul, and heart into, you get a little emotional about it. But at the same token, if you see another animal out there and you know it's better, it is what it is.
And the young lady with the black pepper is going to go ahead and lead off. Really nice job. Congratulations.
For this class, Charlotte and her heifer come out on top.
I'm very happy with how I did at Hartford. I have a month before our next fair at State, and I know that there's a lot of stuff that I can work with, but I have some time to do it.
The Smithson sisters had an amazing county fair with a combined haul of 24 awards that included Bella winning the Champion Semitol and Champion Bred and Owned category, and Charlotte bringing home the Reserve Grand Champion Market Steer Award. A 4-H family's future farmers are preparing their prized animals for competition, and while they're at it, learn a few life lessons. The competition is on at the Carroll County 4-H Fair. Today, 4-H kids from 5 to 18 will be competing in the swine showmanship event. They'll be judged on their ability to present the hog that they have raised. 16-year-old Caleb Chamelin is just moments from entering the show ring, and he's hoping his hard work over the last year leads to the Grand Championship.
I was born and raised at the fair, and my aunt, she showed pigs. I was always around them. So when I was able to get my own, it was really cool for that experience. I didn't really have any desire to win or anything at that point. I just wanted to do it. Try to get better and better, improve myself. Every year comes more and more of a goal for me. This year, it's a really big goal. I want to win the most of anyone else I know.
Maintaining eye contact with the judge is important in showmanship, and Caleb's eyes burn with competitive fire.
You're there to win. You look like you want to be there because you want to be away from the pack, basically. Elevate yourself from everyone else.
Every exhibitor is looking for that little bit of separation to impress Judge Boone Schmitz.
I'm just looking for a kid that has put the work in at home and has that kind of air of confidence with them and the relationship that they have with that animal. Making long, smooth passes with your hogs across the ring, utilizing the whole ring, and getting that pig's head up at an elevated position. It just allows the hog to present itself a little bit better.
This first round is made up of the exhibitors who were all 15 at the beginning of the year. Judge Boone will eliminate one by one before deciding who will be class champion. Even as the ring empties out, the pressure for those remaining only seems to intensify, especially when it comes down to the final two.
In my opinion, these guys are flat good. This is as competitive of the top three as we've had all day. In my mind, I think out of these top two gentlemen, there was one that was a bit more intentional in terms of his spacing. The young man with the drop's gonna go ahead and win.
It's a hard-earned victory for Caleb, but his day is just beginning. Next, he'll vie for the senior championship and square off against the winners of the 14 to 18-year-old divisions. The competition is ramping up. But back at his grandparents' farm, Caleb has put in the work to be a champion. 4-H is a family affair for the Chamelins. Caleb's sister Charlotte raises sheep and sews with wool. Little sister Brenna is raising hogs, cows, and goats.
It's pretty cool to be able to watch your kids work together as a team and just really find what they're passionate about.
Everybody thinks that 4-H is cows and cakes, and it is rooted in our agricultural past, but it really is about helping kids find a passion and then using that to help them to develop the 4-H's in their life, which is head, heart, hands, and health.
And parents Sam and Jenny even met in 4-H. The Chamelins are showing that the family that 4-H's together stays together.
Our kids give tremendous care to these animals that we have here. They actually take better care of their animals, I think, than they do themselves some days. You have to still remind them to brush their teeth, but you don't often have to tell Caleb he has to feed and do his barn chores.
It's hard to understand what farrowing looks like in January when it's 10 degrees out here and my kids are out here at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so this is the one shot we have to say to folks, what you see in a show ring is the culmination of so much work.
Caleb is back in the ring and now competing for the senior championship, one round away from his dream of the grand championship. It's another win for Caleb. As senior champion, he'll compete against the intermediate and junior winners. While he has the age advantage, anything can happen, and these are the best of the best.
Well, folks, if this group of showmen out here doesn't give you the absolute chills, I don't know what will. You guys got killer livestock. You got even better individuals. Let's give these kids a big round of applause.
Caleb is grand champion.
Tired, exhausted, but a whole lot of emotions at once. Just a lot of relief. I mean, this is 24 hours a day, every day a week kind of thing for most of my life. And this kind of one just kind of hadn't happened yet, so it's just a huge sigh of relief for me.
It's been an exciting day at the fair. And while belt buckles and championships are important, sharing it with family is special. Showing livestock in 4-H is a thrilling experience that combines passion for animals with the excitement of competition. And 3 siblings in the King family of Church Hill are hoping to bring home a few ribbons in lamb showmanship. 4-H competitions are more than just events for ribbons and trophies. They're a tradition that teaches young people valuable life skills and creates lasting family legacies. For the King family, 4-H is a way of life that ties generations together and prepares the next generation for the future.
I like it because it's challenging. Every lamb is different.
It kind of felt like all the work you put into your sheep and everything, it all kind of paid off.
Showmanship is one of the most important aspects of 4-H competition. It's a skill that allows participants to present their animals in the best possible way. And county fair competitions are where 4-Hers put their hard work to the test.
I normally like to just take some time to just remember the basics and the simple things and keep an eye contact with the judge and making sure you're on the right side of the lamb and not try to get hung up in the little things right before the show, because it's certainly a lot of pressure, a lot on your mind. So I just try to go back to the basics and make sure doing just the fundamentals.
Here at the Queen Anne's County Fair, the King family competes in the lamb showmanship and market categories. And the road that got them here started at their small farm near Centerville, where they've learned that working with their animals day in and day out is the secret to success. With their dad acting as a show judge, the 4-Hers run through what to expect in the ring.
We set their feet, want to make sure the feet are square. And then we'll get in what's called a bracing position, where we stand in front of the lamb. And the lamb kind of pushes into me a little bit. As showmen, we want to make sure the lamb is always between the judge and myself, so that the judge always has the best look. So as the judge comes around on this side, I'm going to transition to this over here to keep the lamb in between myself and the judge.
It's demonstrating a combination of skills: self-awareness, calm control, and multi-focused.
It's certainly a challenge to pay attention to your lamb, but also keep eye contact with the judge is a very important aspect of showmanship.
so that the judge knows that you're confident in how your lamb looks.
For the King family, 4-H has always been a way to teach responsibility and pass on life skills.
Both of my grandfathers were 4-H members. My mother and father were both 4-H members, so there's been 4 generations of actual 4-H club leaders.
For Kenny, 4-H shaped his childhood and provided direction to previous generations.
My grandfather was an orphan at age 14. His stepmother basically abandoned him on a dairy farm in West Virginia at age 14, and she left him a job with working on a farm. And the first day there, they were having a 4-H meeting, and he joined 4-H that day, and he credits that giving his life some direction and meaning.
And that's what makes 4-H so special. It's not just about raising animals, it's about raising the next generation of leaders.
I think all my children have learned to, work hard and learn a lot of life skills through 4-H.
As the competition heats up, Stephen is progressing through the ranks. Brennan and Lydia sit these rounds out, having guaranteed a spot in the final sweepstakes round.
Me and Leah have both won the sweepstakes before in the past year, so we got to come back and show in the sweepstakes class since we were the champions from past years. Stephen had not won the sweepstakes yet.
If Stephen is the overall winner in today's competition, it could pit siblings against each other. And as fate would have it, the King kids find themselves in the final sweepstakes winner-take-all competition. Now, each of them must fall back on their training.
You know your lamb better than anyone else. It's important to remember just not to be too meticulous, because if you keep fooling around trying to get your lamb perfect, sometimes he looks not perfect a lot of the times.
Today, Stephen bested his brother and sister.
Congratulations, Stephen King. He's our sweepstakes winner.
But the sibling rivalry is far from over. The Maryland State Fair is next for the King clan, where the stakes and the competition are higher than ever.
State Fair is certainly very competitive. I'm looking forward to it. Lydia's already in the sweepstakes there, though, so me and Brennan will be in the senior division, so hopefully we'll do well.
4-H is more than just a competition. For the King family, it's a tradition that builds character, strengthens bonds, and prepares them for the future.
If there's one event that celebrates Maryland agriculture more than any other, it's the Maryland State Fair. Hi, I'm Joanne Clendining. Welcome to Maryland Farm and Harvest. This week we're in Timonium at the Maryland State Fairgrounds, where for 12 days in late August, you can experience everything from horse racing to quilt making, carnival rides, and midway fun. But rooted firmly in its history are the exhibits that showcase Maryland's farm life, which of course is why we're here. And if you've been following along this season, you may have noticed we featured several young farmers competing in 4-H livestock competitions at their county fairs. Well, now they've all come here to strut their stuff on the world stage. Well, state stage. Coming up, the competition is heating up in the showmanship category. But first, let's reacquaint ourselves with our 4-H competitors and see what it takes to make it from the farm to the fair.
They've come from every corner of the state. After a year of hard work, dedication, and resilience, these young people have earned the opportunity to enter the ultimate test of 4-H competition.
So I'm very happy with how I did at Hartford.
All right, woo!
But there's still a lot of work to do.
So the judge gave us some tips to work on at home. So we have a month to work on that for State Fair.
For the Smithsons sisters of Pondview Farm, the road to the State Fair started at the Harford County Farm Fair, where Bella, Mabel, and Charlotte brought home 24 awards.
I got reserve champion steer, and my older sister Bella got champion bred and owned heifer.
And in the swine judging arena, Caleb Chamelin is preparing his prize show hog, who's already helped him win multiple ribbons.
You, I hear, are a pretty big deal.
I've had a lot of success. This is probably one of the best years I've had. We've been champions at every show. We were 4th overall at the national show this year out in Illinois.
Wow.
And then I was grand overall at our county fair, which was a really big success for us. And I've used him at every single show.
Okay.
So we're hoping this will be his last hurrah, and hopefully we'll have more success this weekend.
For Caleb, the journey to compete here started months ago at the Carroll County 4-H Fair and culminated in him being named the champion of champions.
24 hours a day, every day a week kind of thing for most of my life. And this kind of one just kind of hadn't happened yet, so it's just a huge sigh of relief for me.
Now, with the support of his family, Caleb brings his hogs and his game to the big ring, along with the competitive fire that sparked his county win.
I gave up sports so I could show pigs. And this is my sport. I have a really big drive to win.
And then there are siblings Brennan, Stephen, and Lydia King from Churchill, Maryland. They're getting their lambs ready for the big show. Their path to the state fair started on the Eastern Shore at the Queen Anne's County Fair, where they were pitted against each other in the final sweepstakes competition.
Congratulations, Stephen King. He's our sweepstakes winner.
Now, fresh off a win at the county fair, Stephen and the rest of the King kids hope to repeat their success here at the Maryland State Fair.
So you guys all ended up competing with each other in Queen Anne's County, right?
Right.
So is that going to happen again today, maybe?
Certainly a possibility. We'll have to see how we do in our individual classes, and hopefully we'll do well enough where we'll get out in the grand drive and hopefully maybe compete against each other. It's a possibility.
What's that saying? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. The same could be said about getting here. So while these 4-H kids run through their daily routines of feeding, mucking, washing, brushing, blowing, combing, and quaffing, I thought I'd step out and hit the midway. The State Fair is an American institution, a celebration of our agricultural heritage, and a playground for old and young alike.
I think I can take it.
Whether you come for the food, carnival rides, or the competition. Which reminds me, it's the 11th hour, and our 4-H'ers scramble to finish prepping their animals and themselves. Over at the Cow Palace, the Smithson girls are set to go. Except they seem to be missing one important item. A judge.
So Charlotte, I went to the ring to see the sportsmanship competition that you're in, and there's nobody there. What's going on?
So today we're doing showmanship, and we were supposed to start at 12, but the judges missed his flight yesterday, so we're having a little bit of a detour.
So how does that, obviously that's a little wrench, but
yeah,
how does that work for you? Is that a good thing? Does it make you more nervous?
Personally, I think it's a little bit of a pro because I get to chill more.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
For the Smithsons, no judge is no problem. But for our other 4-H'ers, the show must go on. In the lamb showmanship category, Lydia King is back to defend her title as the reigning overall grand champion.
So Lydia, you are the returning grand champion of the whole thing you won, right?
Yeah.
So well, first of all, give it up. How does that work now, today? Like, you don't have to do all of this,
No,
right?
so I don't go through the classes or anything. What happens is at the end of after they pick the grand champion showman, I go out and I compete against the current grand champion showman and then the past year's winners.
Awesome, well good luck out there today.
Thank you.
And as the hog showmanship competitors enter the ring, Caleb Chamelin is poised to repeat his win at the Carroll County Fair.
My first class is about as competitive as it gets around here. I mean, it's really deep, but we've had a really good year with Pig and I together this year, so hopefully it works out for us.
At this level, competition is as tough as it gets.
Just try to keep your offhand off his back, okay?
And it's anyone's game to win or lose.
The thing that stands out among livestock 4-H'ers is their dedication to the care of their animals. Stay tuned for more livestock competition. And did you know 4-H livestock judging started in the early 1900s at the annual International Livestock Exposition in Chicago, Illinois. All right, it's time to put your agricultural thinking cap on. Here is our thingamajig for the week. Do you think you know what it is? No, it's not a candle snuffer. Here's a hint. This sweet tool would have come in handy at any fair's midway. Stay tuned and we'll have the answer at the end of the show. 4-H competitions were created in part to bolster a young person's self-esteem. And nothing exudes confidence like winning a blue ribbon. Here are a few viewer picks of those blue ribbon winners. Enjoy. Okay, now we're going to head to the show ring where the cattle, hog, and lamb showmanship competition are taking center stage.
And we've got big news in the Cow Palace. The judge is in the building.
They just announced it. Show will start at 3 p.m. Jake, you gotta go.
This first round of competition isn't going as planned for Brennan and Stephen King.
Now, you guys have a chance to go back out again, right? And compete again, is that what I understand?
Yes, so we'll go back out for senior champion showman and they'll pick a grand and reserve champion showman.
Okay. So did the judge give you notes? We know we got you some notes on you, right? So did you get any notes?
Yeah, he told me at times I had my lamb out of line. So some things to work on going into the grand drive.
All right, well, we're going to be rooting for both of you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
The King boys are down, but not out. There's still a chance for them to meet Lydia in the final round. Meanwhile, in the swine arena, Caleb Chamelin falls back on the training that got him here.
Beforehand, you have to get your mind in the right setting, really focused. Look at the judge, make sure you're staring him right in the eye. Stare a hole right through the middle of their head. Lock on him and make yourself look known in that ring.
His success at the county level has him favored, but will that intensity lead to another championship? Back in the Cow Palace, with a judge in hand.
All right, let's go.
Now, it's time for some reconnaissance. The senior 4-H division is first in the ring, allowing the next contestants a glimpse into the judge's preferences.
So you get a little bit of an advantage by not being first.
Yeah, it's really nice. Because once the judge places the people, he will tell you their reasons, then we know what to do to impress him.
Thank you very much and look forward to the rest of the classes today.
So what do you take from that?
That the judge likes it when you are in control of your cattle. He likes it when you use the whole ring, and he wants you to show your cattle to the maximum, which is good. It's helpful. Ish.
Just how helpful the Smithsons will soon find out. They're up next.
All right, Bella, get her done.
Go, Bella!
The competition is as fierce in the swine showmanship as Caleb predicted, and the judge is starting to make his first cuts.
All right, buddy, you want to put yours in, just being a little more control. He's fast-paced, isn't she? Good job. All right, you want to put yours in just a little smoother on the turns, okay?
With things ramping up, Caleb makes his move.
You're going to put yours in next, just a little bit close. Try to stay out of the crowd.
It's a disappointing day for Caleb, but this isn't the end.
It didn't work out well for us, but I'm kind of going to stay with what I've got and keep rolling with that. You know, maybe tweak some things, put all my focus towards this show, and hopefully come back as strong as ever the following year.
Over in the lamb ring, Stephen and Brennan showed well, and each managed a second place in their respective class.
It's just kind of like a judge's preference, and it's hard to know what the judge's preferences are, like being the first one out in the ring, you know, not feeling listened. But no, I'm happy with what I did. So, yep.
As you absolutely should be. You've had an amazing run. So, I don't know, how are you guys feeling?
Happy with how I did. I mean, I had fun. It's nice to get out there and show and compete against other people. So, yes, happy with second place.
All right, Lydia. You ready?
Now it's up to Lydia to defend her title. Back in the cow ring,
That's it, right there, Bella.
the Smithson sisters are finding the judge a tough nut to crack. Charlotte is up next.
So how are you feeling?
I'm a little nervous, to be honest. There's a lot of good showmen in my class.
And a lot of loved ones, like Shane Smithson, watching his daughter's every move.
That's it, right there, Bella.
It's like having two judges in the ring.
How do you feel like she's doing?
See, it gets also subtle. If you ask me right now, Charlotte's heifer's crooked. It's not good, but if it was easy, everybody'd do it. But there's just some tough kids out here too, man.
And also one tough judge.
Yay.
Bella, Charlotte, and Mabel bring home some ribbons, but not the grand prize.
Because this is a tremendously deep class. But congratulations.
That's a good thing to hear when you're not close to the top.
Yeah.
Good job, girl. Did you hear what he said? You look good. Good job.
Thank you.
You got this many kids in a class. Hey, you did a good job.
I didn't.
You want them to win, but when they're close to the top, that's good.
Lydia has been waiting in the wings all day for this moment. She's competing against the showmanship sweepstakes winner with hopes to retain the grand champion title.
So what's your game plan? What's going through your mind right now?
I just kind of think to tell myself to go out there and do the best I can.
Good luck out there today.
Thank you.
All of Lydia's training throughout the year comes down to this one moment.
We let them have it. All 6 of the cows that we have.
All right, Lydia.
She did it! Lydia King is the grand champion for the second year in a row.
Lydia! Oh my gosh! So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good now. Luckily, my lamb was on point today and we were able to get it done. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it had to do a little bit more than just the lamb. Thanks for watching Maryland Farm and Harvest. We hope you liked the video. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. To learn more about our show and watch full episodes, check out mpt.org/farm or just click the link in the description.